Very good morning, first year students. Welcome back to first year physics revision. Sir, what is the revision? So, I'll tell you one thing. See, actually, our college management is conducting the examination in this month. So, they will inform you date and time, and they will conduct the exam as per the norms of intermediate board, like final examination. So the question paper will be like that only, and you read the questions thoroughly, and I'll tell you the chapter names for this revision. See, we have actually chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Chapter number 1 is nothing but a physical world. Chapter number 2 is nothing but a units and measurements, and chapter number 3 is nothing but about a motion in a straight line, and here motion in a plane, and as well as the laws of motion and work power energy. See, these are the chapters for this exam. And here I'll tell you one thing. So this examination you have to take this serious, so don't waste the time, and you take it as a grant and without wasting of your time, because most of the time you are at home only. Just you are listening the classes from your home through online, like whatever our college is sending the videos that you are seeing from your mobiles or from your laptops and etc. And don't waste the time. That's what I mean to say. Here you need to read. It is a very, very important. So without reading, without writing examination, you will not get the good marks. And you don't underestimate. Like in the previous, see, actually in the year 20 in the March, actually everyone is promoted. See, in the 10th class, everyone they are promoted, but in intermediate, it is not like that. So this year, they will conduct the exam, and you need to write the exam without fail. So definitely they will conduct the exam. So you don't underestimate, because now you see the in our circumstances, every exam is going in a smooth way. All exams are conducting the government. Like that only this year also they will conduct the exams, and they will give you the result also as per the norms. That's what I am saying here. This exam is very, very important, and you don't waste. That's what here we are conducting the exam, and you take it is like a challenge, and you read these chapters from physics. I am giving 6 chapters: physical world, units and dimensions, straight lines, plane, laws of motion, work power energy. If you read these 6 chapters, see, once again I am telling you, if you read and you completed these 6 chapters, see, chapter number 1, ultimately 1 VSAQ will get in the final examination. From second chapter, 1 VSAQ will come the final examination. From third chapter, we may come 1 SAQ, and 1 VSAQ chances are there. And here, from third chapter I am saying, that is 1 SAQ, of course, 1 VSAQ. Look at it is I am giving for final examination, so that here you go for the next one, laws of motion. That is a 5th chapter. From this 2 VSAQs or 1 SAQ they will ask you, and the 6th one compulsory 1 LAQ. This is the final examination pattern I am giving, so that it is 2 marks. Here maybe 2 plus 4. Here also 2 plus 4, and you go for here 4 plus 4, and this is 8. So look at the answer. Look at here, 8, 16, and 16 plus 6, 22. 22 plus 6, it is 28, and 30, 32. Ultimately, you will get the final examination. On an average, 32 marks you will get it in the final exam. At least you will get the 30, or at least you will get the pass marks. Intermediate pass is 21 only. So if you read these chapters, chapter number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is the first unit in our first year physics. Suppose if you complete these chapters, ultimately in the final examination, on an average 21 marks you will get it. That is, we can say pass. Physics for the pass is require only 21 marks. If you read these questions or these chapters, then in the final exam, definitely you will get the 21. See, it is no doubt. That's what you take it as a grant. That's what I am saying. It is you take as a serious. So don't neglect the time and don't underestimate also. That's what I am telling every time. Don't underestimate. Definitely they will conduct the exam. So supposed to read and write. So this is the practice session. That's what we can call it. Now we are saying a revision. For this chapters, now I will give you revision. See what questions you need to read, what questions you need to practice, and how you can read. That's what I'll explain you. This all chapters questions. I'll give you some important questions also. So based on that, you're supposed to read these questions. Definitely you'll get the at least 21 or 30 marks. And here I'll tell you one more thing. On the basis of these 6 chapters, we will give you 60 marks question paper. Out of 60, you should get a 21. See, if anyone get a 60 out of 60, so definitely I'll give you a surprise gift. From my side, I am telling. From my side, I'll give you some surprise gift. Whatever may be, I'll give you one gift. So that here you're supposed to concentrate and supposed to read thoroughly all questions, and definitely you'll get the 60 out of 60. Of course, physics is a very easy subject. Very easy than all other subjects. I don't know, remain subject. But the physics is very easy. Because if you read these 6 chapters, definitely you'll get the 21 marks in the final. Suppose you want a 60 out of 60, therefore you read all chapters, then definitely you'll get the 60 out of 60. This is what I mean to say for this first year revision, right? Now I'll tell you some questions. Suppose in the chapter number 1, suppose everyone open your material. There are actually 5 very short answers are there. Yes, that 5 very short answers, everyone read all 5 very short answers. Only 5, no? Out of 5, definitely one will come in the final. So what is physics? Of course you know physics, right? What is the Chandrasekhar limit? Of course you know Chandrasekhar limit. What is the law of we can say, I'll tell you questions from first chapter I am giving. Yes, what are the fundamental forces in the nature? Yes, of course we have 3. That is basic forces. One we can say about like gravitational force. Second, electromagnetic force. Third, nuclear force. In that nuclear, weak and strong nuclear forces. And next one, which of the following has a symmetry? Yes, acceleration due to gravity and law of gravitation. Acceleration law of gravitation is symmetry. It is everywhere is same in the nature. It is act on the bodies are same. Like, what is the contribution of Chandrasekhar is to physics? It is the evaluation of stars. It is for chapter number 1. Go for the chapter number 2, of course. See, there is a questions in the page number 14 you open. Here we have actually very short answers are 10 are there. You read 10 out of 10. 10 questions you need to write. You need to read. Out of 10, definitely 1 will come in the final examination. But I'll tell you some important. Question number 1, distinguish between the accuracy and precision, And here second one, how can be systematic error can be minimized? Yes, we can say this is a very, very important. And not only that, you go for the next question, distinguish between the fundamental units and derived unit. Fundamental and derived units, of course, fundamentals are nothing but the quantity which are independent. See, derived are nothing but the quantities which are derived from the fundamentals. Like it is, we can say. And next one, how do you have a different units for same physical quantities? That is also you read. Like here, 10th question, express the unified atomic mass unit in a kg. So these are the questions related to important for this exam, right? And you go for the last next chapter, motion in a straight line. See, in this motion in a straight line, actually we have like 10 very short answers are there. Out of 10, you read like a average velocity, you know, and the velocity, you know, like average speed, you know, like instantaneous as speed, instantaneous as velocity. Average velocity is nothing but the total displacement by total time. Instantaneous as velocity is nothing but at a particular time the strength of the velocity, or the velocity is known as, we can call instantaneous as velocity, of course. So that you read like these questions from this chapter, right? Okay. And here as well as, you know, there is a 1 4 marks question is there. Once again I will explain you. Show that the S is equal to ut plus half at square. I think this question is very important from this chapter. By graphical method, suppose, you know, by using a v is equal to u plus at, there is a graph, it is represented like this. See, v is taken and here a time is taken, therefore you construct a one graph like this, which making an angle theta, therefore it is, we can call slope of the graph m, right? Here it is, this is represented as u, this is v minus u. So that from this graph we have two areas, area under the velocity time graph. You say area under the velocity time graph is gives the displacement. So that the displacement is equal to, one is area of a triangle you say, and one more is area of a rectangle. Of course, area of a triangle is nothing but a half into base into height. Area of a rectangle is nothing but a length into breadth. That's all. Over almost. This question is almost is completed. S is equal to 1 by 2. Base is nothing but a, you say, it is a time. Height is nothing but a v minus u. And plus length into breadth, u into t. That's all. V minus u is nothing but a, we can say from this expression, v minus u is nothing but a at you write. So that S is equal to 1 by 2 t into at plus ut. So that S is equal to 1 by 2 at square plus ut. So this is S is equal to ut plus half a t square. This is the answer. By graphical method it is. So which is very important for both, for this exams and as well as the final exams also very important from this chapter. So without fail you read this question, right? And here move to the next chapter, motion a plane. In this motion a plane, all very short answers are very important. In this, all very short answers are very important. In this, no doubt it is. Clear? You read all very short answers without fail for final exam and for this exam also. But I will give you some important questions. Here it is. The question is, first question is very important. It is one problem, like it is first question. First question is very important. Look at first question and as well as the fourth question, third question, page number 65, question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, so which are very important, as well as the like question number you say 5 and the 6, like you take 7 also very important, and as well as from this chapter, you know, show that the path of the projectile is parabola. Of course, you know, everyone, show that the path of the projectile is parabola. That means here, if a body is projected into the two-dimensional plane, that is like it is with a velocity u, therefore the path of the projectile is parabola. Therefore u can be resolved as two components, ux is equal to u cos theta, uy is equal to u sin theta, right? It is a maximum height. Therefore, now we need to find and we need to prove it like a path of the projectile is parabola by using this which one, the given information, so that we know along a horizontal direction that we have to take, it is S is equal to ut plus half at square actually, but along the horizontal direction acceleration is 0. Now you take x is equal to u cos theta into t plus 0 it is, then we can say like this. Clear? And here along a vertical direction also you take, that is y is equal to, here it is you say, we need to get, so s is equal to y you say, and a is equal to minus g, but uy is equal to given as u sin theta, and t is equal to x by u cos theta will get from this expression. Okay, now come to the point is, s is equal to ut plus half at square, right? And here s is nothing but a y, u is nothing but a u sin theta, t is nothing but x by u cos theta, and here minus 1 by 2 g into x by u cos theta whole square, right? You cancel, y is equal to tan theta into x minus g by 2u square cos square theta into x square. So y is equal to ax minus bx square. This is an expression related to show that the path of the projectile is parabola. We can take as the derivation like this, right? Which is for the path of the projectile is parabola. Now let us, in the same chapter, there is a parallelogram law of vector is there, yes, which is very important, parallelogram law of vectors. Of course, parallelogram law of vector is nothing but in maths, parallelogram is nothing but opposite sides are equal, right? Opposite sides are equal. So you take a P and Q are the vectors which are in the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, which are the adjacent sides of the right. So you draw a parallelogram which may be like this, clear? See, P is the vector, Q is the vector, and the resultant is represented R. See, P and Q is making an angle theta. In this actually there is no right angle triangle, so that you construct a right angle A, B, C, D. This is also theta. It is P and it is Q. It is alpha you say, it is beta you say, and it is magnitude of P plus Q, like it is. Now here we need to find actually by using this triangle OBD is the right angle triangle. From that we need to write a Pythagoras OB square is equal to OC square plus OD square plus BD square. Like we have used this formula, and we need to prove PR is equal to root over P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. Refer from material or from notes. This is there the derivation, complete derivation. Better you refer from material or notes. Okay. Clear? So it is about a parallelogram law of vector, which is very important. Not only that, in that same chapter we have show that the maximum height and range of projectiles also. In a projectile, see, we have projectile motion. One more question is there, that is show that the maximum height and range of projectiles, capital H is equal to, that is we can say like this, capital H is equal to maximum height of projectile u square sin square theta by 2g. This is the maximum height. Range of projectile is u square sin 2 theta by g. See, these two questions by using a projectile we need to prove it. Not only that, from the same chapter, define vector, null vector, like a position vector, like we know. Another one is one more is about a position vector, and here null vector and position vector. Null vector in the sense is whose magnitude is 0, and unit vector is nothing but whose magnitude is 1. Position vector is nothing but it determines the position of a particle. That's all. These are the three statements you need to write. Okay, and this is the from these questions which are important for this examination, right? And you go for the next one, laws of motion. Of course, the laws of motion, in this chapter actually related to the Newton's laws all are deleted. In the previous chapter there is no deletions, but the laws of motion, all Newton's laws related questions are deleted. Better you no need to read these all questions. Better you avoid these all questions. Which one? Newton's laws, like first law, second law, third law. Newton's laws of motion. If any question it is there in the material, you leave that questions, not required, because these all are deleted for this year, academic year of 2021, because of the COVID-19, right? So you no need to read that questions, and rest are the questions I'll tell you. See, in this also we can take like a, what is the inertia? Of course, inertia, question number 1, question number 5, question number 6, define force. Yes, force, and what are the basic forces in nature? Of course, this question already we know. Like here, 7th question, yes, coefficient of friction can be greater than 1. Yes, if greater than 1, it is highly smooth, highly polished surfaces. We can call, if greater than 1, therefore the surface is highly polished. Like here, why does the car with a flattened tire stop sooner? Yes, of course, horse has pulled harder during the start of motion than later. Of course, static friction is more than the kinematic friction. That's what it is, the starts little tough. Okay, this is the questions are related for this. And here in this 4 marks, see, which are all are very, very important for final exams. All 4 marks are very, very important. That's what I mean to say, right? That is here question number 3rd one. You say question number 2, question number 3. See, why shock absorbers are used to the motorcycles and cars? Yes, explain the limit of dynamic friction, static friction and rolling friction. This is also very, very important. See, explain the advantage and disadvantages of friction. Advantage, we can walk on the ground without slipping. Says we can hold the objects without slipping. Yes, the machinery parts, the power can be transmitted from one machinery part to another machinery part. So like it is due to the friction only. So disadvantages, of course, disadvantages are nothing but a what? See, when there is a friction increases, there is a loss of power is more in a machinery parts. Like we have the examples, you read this question. Like here, mention the methods used to decrease. Of course, methods used to decrease the friction is nothing but a friction to be reduces by adding polishing, by adding lubricants, by adding lubricants, and one more is ball bearings, one more is steam lining. At least you write these 4 names, you will get the 2 marks. Or else you write a complete answer explanation, then you will get the final examination, you will get the full marks, right? Here, come to the work power energy. That is a very, very important this chapter. So there are 2 LAQs are there from this chapter. Actually in the final exam they will ask you one question. So that we can say one is law of conservation of energy question related, that is the conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. So this is a statement. By using this statement, now we have to prove the energy remains constant. That is, the total energy remains constant in the universe, of course. That is in the form of potential plus kinetic energy. It is in the form of potential and kinetic energy. When body is falling freely, therefore the energy remains constant at all points. At a point A, at a point B, at a point C. That we have to prove it. The total energy at a point A is equal to total energy at a point B is equal to total energy at a point C, which is in the form of mgh. See, this derivation is there in our notes and the material. Suppose you go through the derivation with our material or notes, then this is a very, very important question for our final exam also, LAQ. They will ask as LAQ 8 marks. And in this chapter one more is there, that is related to the question number 1. That is kinetic energy and work power energy theorem. See, work energy theorem question. So there is a question, work energy theorem related question, or kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is nothing but a half mv square. Yes, we need to prove this. As well as the work energy theorem is nothing but that is, we can say work done is equal to change in its kinetic energy. Work done is equal to change in its kinetic energy. That is, we can say final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. So that finally is nothing but a half mv square. Initially is nothing but a half mu square. See, this is we need to prove. That is, there is a constant resultant force acting on the body. Constant resultant force acting on the body. Therefore, when there is a constant force acting on the body, then there is a change in kinetic energy. That is, the work done is equal to, there will be a change in kinetic energy, which we can call as the statement. Sorry, right? There will be a work done is equal to change in its kinetic energy, we can call as the work energy theorem. Clear? So this is related to what? We can say work energy theorem. So on this basis, again we have 2 problems. One problem is machine gun related problem. I think no, it is very very important. See, machine gun related. If a gun is firing a 360 bullets per minute, how many bullets are coming from the gun? 360 bullets are coming from the gun. So that the bullets are 360, you say. See, which is moving with the speed is, there will be a speed is given 600 meter per second. This is given in the page number 130, question number 2. So moving with the speed is 600 meter per second. So mass of the bullet is given as, in the question is given 5 gram. Then the power of the gun is asking. Of course, power is nothing but a P is equal to work done by time. Therefore, half into mv square by t. And here how many bullets are coming? N number. So that you say it is 360. Mass is 5 into 10 power minus 3. Velocity is 600 whole square divided by time is 60. And you do this, then you will get the final answer, the power of the gun. Right? It is about a what? The power of the machine gun. Like it is a one problem, and on the basis of same, there is another question is there. If a pump is required to lift a 600 kg of water per minute from a well of 25 meter deep and to eject it with a speed of 550 meter per second, calculate the power. So in this case, the power is work done by time, but the power in the form of potential plus kinetic energy by time. That you say mgh half mv square by time. Of course, the mass lifting water is given, from a depth is given, then the water is ejected with a speed also given. So you need to do these problems definitely in the final exam. This one or this one definitely will come in the final exam, as well as in this exam also definitely you will get the questions. So this is about for this examination revision schedule, right? So that you need to read the questions carefully and you do practice. Without practice, you will not get the answers. This is the very very important. Physics is the very very important subject, and you need to practice. Without the practice, you will not get the good marks. Okay, you need to practice. See, that is a very very important. Practice, practice, practice until the success. Clear? And wish you all the best. See, you write well, and you should get a good marks. Thank you very much.